माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadramai. Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Gurudev. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajakaacharya Ashtottara Srimati His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajakaacharya Ashtottara Srimati His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrind ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की. श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की. वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की. नवदीप धाम की. जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय. गंगा माई की जय. यमुना माई की जय. ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय. तुलसी महारानी की जय. All glories to Assemblutis, all glories to Assemblutis, all glories to Assemblutis, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. All. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, welcome to all. Today's Srimad Bhagavatam from Canto 4, chapter 20, 24, sorry, chapter 23 and text 19. Chapter entitled as Maharaj Prithu going back home, back to Godhead. Archir नामा महाराज्ञी तत् पत्न्या अनुगता वनं सुकुमार्या अतत् हर्हच यत् पद्यं स्पर्शनं भुवा अर्चिर्नामा महाराज्ञी अर्चिर्नामा महाराज्ञी तत्पत्न्या अनुगता वनं तत्पत्न्या अनुगता वनं सुकुमार्यत्थत् अर्हचा सुकुमार्यत्थत् हर्हचा तत्पद्यायं स्पर्शनं भुवा तत्पद्यं स्पर्शनं भुवा अर्चेर्नामा महाराज्ञी तत्पत्न्या अनुगता वनं सुकुमार्या तत् अर्हं च तत्पद्यं स्पर्शनं भुवा अर्चेर्नामा महाराज्ञी तत्पत्न्या अनुगता वनं सुकुमार्या अतद्हर्हच यत्पद्यां स्पर्शनं भुवा. Kindly recite. अर्चिर्नामा महाराज्ञी तत्पत्न्या अनुगता वनं सुकुमार्या अतद्हर्हच यत्पद्यं स्पर्शनं भुवा. अर्चिर्नामा महाराज्ञी तत्पत्न्या अनुगता वनं सुकुमार्या तद्हर्हच यत्पद्यं स्पर्शनं भुवा. अर्चिर्नामा महाराज्ञी तत्पत्न्या अनुगता वनं सुकुमार्या तद्हर्हच तत्पद्यं स्पर्शनं भुवा. Any Matajis? Word to word meaning. Archirnama of the name Archi, Maharajni, the queen, Tat Patni, the wife of Maharaj Prithu, Anugata, who followed her husband, Vanam, in the forest, Sukumari, very delicate body, Atat Harha, who did not deserve, Cha, also, Yat Padbhyam, by the touch of whose feet, Sparsham, touching, Bhuva, on the earth. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. The queen, the wife of Prithu Maharaj, whose name was Archi, followed her husband into the forest. Since she was a queen, her body was very delicate. Although she did not deserve to live in the forest, she voluntarily touched her feet, lotus feet, to the ground. Purport. Because Prithu Maharaj's wife was a queen and also a daughter of the king, she never experienced walking on the ground. For queens used to never come out of the palace. They certainly never went to the forest and tolerate all the difficulties of living in the wilderness. In Vedic civilization, there are hundreds of similar examples of such renunciation on the part of queens and dedication to the husband. The goddess of fortune, Mother Sita, followed her husband Ramachandra when he went to the forest. Lord Ramachandra went to the forest in compliance with the order of his father, Maharaj Dasaratha. But Mother Sita was not so ordered. Nevertheless, she voluntarily accepted the path of her husband. Similarly, Gandhari, the wife of King Dhritarashtra, also followed her husband into the forest. Being the wives of great personalities like Prithu, Lord Ramachandra, and Dhritarashtra, these were ideal chaste women. Such queens also instructed the general people by showing them how to become a chaste wife and follow her husband in every stage of life. When the husband is king, she sits beside him as the queen, and when he goes to the forest, she also follows, despite having to tolerate all kinds of difficulties in living in the forest. Therefore, it is said here, Atad Harha, that although she did not want to touch her feet to the ground, she nevertheless accepted all difficulties when she went to the forest with her husband. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurum Sri Utapadakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha Namah Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Desha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namune Gauratishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dhina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shabano Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Shri Gaurnitai ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki jai, Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Mai ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, I welcome everyone. Before speaking the exalted verse of this canto, I seek blessing from all the Vaishnavas and especially from His Grace Anandamai Prabhu, so that I can speak worthy. Even though I don't have any qualification to discuss about this particular verse, but I like to present the topic as it is I heard from my superiors and especially from my spiritual master, His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Maharaj. So, who established Varnashrama system where this is part of that. So, this particular verse is especially highlighting the points of Stri Dharma, how a Stri should be and the qualities of Stri. So here, before going into this verse, we'll quickly recap the past history, why this is happening. So, when King Anga was a pious king, so he begat a child by name King Veena. He was very rude actually in ruling the kingdom. So he made so many atrocities by which the sages and brahmanas were fed up with his activities. So they thought that they should kill that King Veena. So with Hotravyam, that Vedic mantras, brahmanas killed the King Veena because of his atrocities. So later on, there was no ruler for some time. So they felt that there is a requirement of a leadership now. Because so many thieves, dacoits, plunders were there, rogues were there after King Veena. Even King Veena was like that only. After that also it was like that only. So they thought this day by day these atrocities are increasing. So we need a leadership now, strong leadership. So all the assembled sages and brahmanas thought that the semen flowing down from King Anga was very powerful. So we need to preserve that semen. So they came to a conclusion that they need to churn the body of King Veena. So initially they churned the thighs of King Veena, by which a black draft person came. They consider this person as an Nishada family, like lower caste. And immediately he took out the sinful activities of King Vena and he started plundering, dacoit, theft, everything. So these like bad activities of King Vena, sinful activities was taken by this Nishada. So now entirely it was purified. So now once again the Brahmanas thought, now once again we need to churn the body. So they decided to churn the arms of dead body of King Vena. So King Vena's mother Sunita, she preserved the body of King Vena because she was lamenting for the death of her son. So she preserved the king body. So by which they once again churned the arms. So from which two personalities came. One is male personality and one is female personality. The male personality is none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shaktavish Avatar, Prithu Maharaj, under whose name this name, earth, is called as Prithvi. Prithvi. So he is Shaktavish Avatar, none other than Vishnu. And the other female portion from which came is Mother Goddess of Fortune. Her name was Archi. Archi. So never Vishnu and Goddess of Fortune are inseparable. Every time they are together only. So here also they came together. So they recognized, Brahmanas recognized this and they were very happy and jubilant. They glorified Prithu Maharaj with the selected verses. And later on they planned to coronate the King Prithu. So during coronation, so many demigods headed by Brahma, Indra, Varuna, Chandra, everyone came and they gifted different items. Like Indra gave a golden throne, like Varuna gave an umbrella. So likewise everyone gifted Prithu Maharaj. So Prithu Maharaj was nicely ruling, but there was a scarcity of food grains. Because of the rulership of King Vena, Mother Earth was not producing enough sufficient food grains. So Prithu Maharaj was very angry and he was about to kill Mother Earth personification. So she was afraid and she pleaded. And once again, she started giving all the requirements of humanity, whatever like gems, stones, seas were producing gems, pearls, etc. Land producing enough quantity of food grains, abundant, and milk, cows are giving abundant milk. So there was auspicious sound all around because he was a pious king. And later on, he met, he was about to perform sacrifices. He performed 99 hour sacrifices and he was about to perform the 100th sacrifices. So that time Indra came. Indra came in a disguise of a sadhu and he was about to steal horse which is meant for sacrifices. So immediately King Prithu understood that this person is none other than Indra and he wanted to obstruct the sacrifice and he was about to kill Indra. That time Brahma came and he pacified Prithu Maharaj. Shatakrutu, who have done the 100 sacrifice is called Shatakrutu. So he gave the title Shatakrutu even though he has not performed the 100th one. Because the ultimate aim of sacrifices is to satisfy Lord Vishnu. So with the act of Prithu Maharaj, Lord Vishnu was satisfied and immediately Lord Vishnu appeared in the arena of Prithu Maharaj. So later on, Prithu Maharaj was performing and there was a time that he has to leave the kingdom because everyone has to come and at the end they has to leave. So at the end he wants to teach us by his own example. So how one should live body because he is the king and not only a king, he is a Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he came to show us how a ruler should be, and apart from that he went to forest, Tapovana. Apart from King Prithu, his wife also came. His wife also went to Tapovana with Prithu Maharaj. Here Srila Prabhupada is emphasizing here two special characters. Like Prabhupada is telling here, because Prithu Maharaj's wife was a queen and also daughter of the king, she never experienced walking on a ground. For queens, used to never come out of the palace. They certainly never went to the forest and toilet, all the difficulties of living wilderness. And Srila Prabhupada here one more thing is telling, there are so many thousands of examples in Vedic literature where the husband went to forest and followed by wife. And he gave example of Mother Sita and Mother Gandhari. So there are so many examples. And here especially he want to teach how one should live a body. Because in Bhagavad Gita it says, Yat yat acharati shrestha tat tat evatarojana sayat pramanam kurite lokastat anuvartate. Whatever the standard set by the king, others will follow. Whatever set. So King Prithu want to set standards so that his citizens should follow the same standards as Prithu Maharaj. Here not only Prithu Maharaj setting the example, even the goddess of fortune, Archi, Mother Archi, also setting the example how a stree should follow to his husband, with her husband. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said like quitting at the time of quitting, one should have a good consciousness on Krishna. Otherwise, they will take birth based on the laws of nature. Example, Bharat Maharaj, even though he was a king and he was a king and was ruling very nicely, under his rule, India is called as Bharata Varsha, but he was alone. He was not having any association. Correct? So he went to do many sacrifices and tapa, but finally he was addicted to, like he was about to save the dove, but finally what happened? Because of that, his constant remember of the dove, he became deer in the next life. But God's fortunate that he was remembering, and later on he was roaming in ashrama of sages and eating prasadam, and he was thinking regularly, because of my small wrong thing in my previous life, wrong consciousness in my previous life, at the time of death, I became deer. So with that caution, in his next life, he was very caution not to meet with any worldly people. Correct? So he was acting as a madman, Jada Bharata. So finally, he left body after his end, and he instructed Raghu Gana, and later he went back to Godhead. So same thing here, even Prithu Maharaj is also instructing us how to live. So in Bhagavad Gita it says, Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tejanti ante kalevaram tam evaiti kaunteya sada tadbhava bhavita. But here, according to Prithu Maharaj, it is very difficult. We can't do. But Srila Prabhupada is giving an easy way because of the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, devotional service. We no need to go such austerities, so much of austerities. So easy thing is to remember Krishna at the time of death. So here, if coming to this particular verse, here Mother Archi is showing us how a stree should follow her husband. Here it is in this sloka, it is said that Sukumari means very tender. Kumari means girl who is very Sukumar, and Kumar means boy who is very and delicate. Here in this purport it says. So they never come out of the palaces. It is said in Ramcharitmanas that Sita was so delicate that her when she was about to do wigs with the cotton, because the cotton was very hard, her soft hands, lotus hands, got some damage, like, understood, na? So actually cotton itself is very soft for us, but that softness also hard for Sita, lotus hand. So she was feeling very hard. So that kind of tenderness, lotus hand of Sita's was described in Ramcharitmanas. And with that lotus hands, when she was massaging Lord Ramachandra, his lotus feet also so delicate that when Mother Sita touched the lotus feet of Ramachandra, there was an indentation, so that like some hard object has touched the feet, and there was a reddish in the feet of Lord Ramachandra. when she was about to massage. Correct? So actually it is so tender. Sita's lotus hands are so tender, but with that lotus hands, when she is about to massage Ramchandra, his lotus feet are getting reddish because of the hot substance touch. So that kind of delicateness was there in Ramchandra. And by thinking this, the citizens were actually became unconsciousness. So much my Lord is so much tender. How he is going bare feet? Because Bharat Maharaj brought his padukas. Now he has to go. So by thinking that, they were feeling unconsciousness. Citizens of Ayodhya. So much of delicateness was there. So that kind of, even though that kind of delicateness was there, but Sita took very hardship and in going to forest. Actually, it was not required for her to go, but it is the duty of a woman that she should follow her husband wherever it is. Because when here it is said, when king is giving, when king is sitting on the throne, queen will sit beside her only. When king goes to the forest, she will also go. So much of delicateness was there described in Ramcharitamanas. That kind of, even though she took very, very hardships also. And when Hanuman was discussing with Sita, Hanuman said, Mother Sita, now I can take you back to this one, Kishkindakanda. I will take back. You can come and sit on my shoulder. I will take you back. I have that capability to return back, jump back, and I will go to Kishkindakanda. But Mother Sita said, no, I cannot. Even though she considered him as son, and Hanuman is discussing as a motherly relation. Still, Sita said, no, I cannot touch a body of other person, because that is the quality of a Stri, even though his own son. That's the reason in Srimad Bhagavatam so many times Srila Prabhupada said, women should be protected in a child age with father, and after marriage should be protected by husband, and after marriage, like if husband takes Vanarpastha, she should be protected by elder son, like Devahuti. In our case, Devahuti also, she was the daughter of Swayambhu Manu, richest person actually. Now we are talking only on this planet, but she was the she was the daughter of Swayambhu Manu, but she accepted her husband as a very, very, very for others materially poverty stricken man. But spiritual qualities we won't see. Nowadays that is what is happening. If someone is going for marriage and all, first they are seeing money only, money, position, name. Whether he has good qualities or not, we don't know. That's why so much of divorce rate is there. Now in India, divorce rate is 1.8%. Why this is happening? Because women are thinking themselves as independent. Because they want to earn themselves, they want to be far from husband. Because so many companies are there outside, some transfers are happening, some companies are keeping husbands as night shift and in morning shift. Sometimes what happens, even husband and wife also, they are not seeing each other. Only on Sundays, like our temple, devotees will come to temple only on Sundays, Sunday devotees. Like that, Sunday they were meeting, wife and husband. So that is what is happening. And the child is thinking, who is this fellow I am seeing for first time? I am seeing for the first time. So because of this independent nature, and they are having enough money, and they are spending much time, less time with the husband, much time with the other people. So what is happening? They are thinking, if not this person, I have so many other persons. So in Kali Yuga, what is happening? Divorce rate are day by day increasing. Not only divorce rate, even they are killing. So many reduce co-education, so many people are joining us. In the name of education, let them do whatever they want. Finally, we are getting money. That is what is required. And what happened in Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, what it is saying? First canto, 9th chapter, 27th. As far as the women class are concerned, they are accepted as a power of inspiration for men. As such, women are more powerful than men. Mighty Jealousies was controlled by a Cleopatra. Such powerful women are controlled by shyness. Such kind of women are controlled by shyness. Therefore, shyness is the important for women. Once the control valve is loosened, women can create havoc in the society and adultery. Adultery means production of unwanted children. Correct? So, shyness, where is the shyness? Nowadays, colleges are promoting. I don't know on what basis. Like students, male children are they are wearing pants and girls up to knees. It is opposite, right? Opposite. Why? Because exploitation is happening in the name of independence. Teachers want, lecturers want, exploiting the girls. So they are promoting this. And what children are thinking? Oh, this is what is culture nowadays. They don't know in future that there were saris, there were this one. They will forget also. So what happens? Adultery and unwanted population. What will happen with unwanted population? So many court cases are pending. Police stations are increasing. So much. Now because of this social media, phones, we see so many becoming more, less than animals, we can say. Animals, because from birth they are naked, so they are roaming like that only. But being a human, we should know whether we should be like this or not. And why they are doing? They want to attract the opposite sex. Because their role models are nowadays film industry people. What they are doing? Film industry, they want to attract people. For that they get money, they get one more contract, new film. Because she is exposing. So same thing is happening with the nowadays generation. They are taking role models as those ladies and not Sita, here Gandhari. So many are Sati Savitri, Nala Damayanti. So many examples are not 1, 2, 3, thousands. Prabhupada is telling thousands were there. But what will happen? It will ruin our society. Correct? So our duty is to establish Varnashrama Dharma. Because Srila Prabhupada was lamenting that I have completed only 50% of my work. And another 50% is to establish Varnashrama Dharma. Where these things are taught to the devotees. Varnashrama means Daivi Varnashrama, not Asurik Varnashrama. Varnashrama has 5 responsibilities. One is Brahmana culture protection. Improving the Brahmana quality and Stree protection. Because in Varnashrama, there is because farm communities, there is a far gap between the Brahmachari ashram, temple and all. So we kept Mataji's separately. Protection is not there, Krishna will not be pleased. Right? So cow production is there. Gurukula. Guru means Guru's kula only, students kula means caste. Like whatever following dharma, so he will follow. Brahmachari. Later on, taking the instructions and following Guruvastha ashram, Vanarpastha, like that. And same, if they want to go for this one, from this one, Varna to Ashrama, based on the requirement. So once, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura, in His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Maharaj wrote one book, you may be knowing that, Bhakti Siddhanta Vaibhava. In that, there was a section where it shows that in Gaudiya Math, the Harmonist and Sajjana Toshani magazines were published. In that, one article was there where His Holiness Bhakti Pradeep Goswami Maharaj and Bhakti Vinod Thakur Maharaj were discussing. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur Maharaj was telling to Bhakti Pradeep Maharaj that Lord Gaurasundra sent Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura for 2 purposes. One is to establish Varnashrama Dharma and the other is to propagate Harinam Sankirtan. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura able to propagate Harinam Sankirtana, but he established Varnashrama, but that was not successful. And later on, the same instructions was taken by Prabhupada, but he was also not able to establish, because there was an emergency to establish this mission. Because at the later age, Srila Prabhupada took this mission at the age of 69, and within 12 years, he wrote so many books, established 108 temples. That time also farm communities were there, but the time spending was not there. But fortunately, God's blessing and Prabhupada's blessing, his disciples were taking that task, and some disciples are promoting Varnashrama system where these things are taught very nicely. So, why Bhakti Vinod Thakur was instructing? Because previous to that, completely it was Varnashrama only. But when prior to our Bhakti Vinod Thakur, completely it was Varnashrama Dharma, which is very conducive for Bhakti. To glorify Bhakti, it is said that even though the diamond is very valuable, the enhancement of the diamond increases when it is studded with a gold diamond. Correct? Gold and diamond, the value of the diamond increases 1,000 times. If you keep alone without a diamond, gold, the value of diamond will be not appreciated by public. When it is put in a gold and where, so the quality of, the value of gem, this diamond will increase 1,000 times. So likewise, Bhakti will be glorified if it is performed in Varnashrama Dharma. So that much weightage is given for Varnashrama Dharma for doing conducive Bhakti. But because those things are in a passion, sattvic mode, it is very easy to perform Bhakti. So here one more example was given, Gandhari. Gandhari, the son of Subhav, she is from Gandhar, Kabul, nowadays Kabul. Even though she was a king, she was a princess, she came to know that her would-be husband will be blind, born blind only. So immediately, even not marriages were not happened, would-be only. So immediately she ordered for a silk cloth and immediately she wore blinds for the eyes for her entire life. Immediately. Why? Because she don't want to enjoy separate from her husband. So this is the nature of Stri previously. Even though she was a king, princess, she can say, no, I can't marry this person who is blind. But it was a instructions of their parents and Shakuni, she immediately accepted. And it was Bhima who insisted. Because Gandhari was in her tender age, she was worshipping Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva was pleased by her austerities and worship. So Lord Shiva gave a boon that she will get 1,000 children. So Bhishma thought, I need to protect this Kuru dynasty. So there is a blessing that she will get 1,000 children. So why can't I consider her as my sister-in-law? So he went there because it was under one rule, Hastinapur. It was under one rule, that Kabul also. So he went there and got a proposal from there. Even immediately she blindfolded her this one. So that was the austerities. And finally at the end of Mahabharata also, because she removed that blinds. And she want to protect her son, Duryodhana, because Vajrakavicha, because she want to give that energy. Whatever she acquired with that austerity, she want to give that energy to her son. Because everyone dead now, only one person is there now, Duryodhana. So at least I can protect him. And she suggested her son, Duryodhana, to come naked. But Krishna tricked him and he came with covering in the abdomen area and thighs. And when she opened that blinds, so immediately she want to see Duryodhana, because that entire austeritic power she want to donate to Duryodhana. But because of the Krishna's trick, he came with cloths. So when Bhima killed him there by this one, mace, he killed. So likewise, we can see here also, Draupadi, the third canto, Devahuti also, so much of example. And Sati Savitri actually she was very beautiful, very intelligent, and when, because of her beautiness and because of her intelligence, her father was not able to find a good match to Savitri, because Savitri, her father name Ashwapati. Her father name was Ashwapati. So after many years, because of the blessings of Savitri, goddess Savitri, he got a child. So he named after her goddess Savitri. So Savitri, because of her intelligent beauty, she was one of the beautiest girl in that time. So no one were marrying, no one were ready to marry because she was very beautiful and intelligent also. So everyone is thinking we are far inferior to her. So better not to marry. So no one were coming, and Ashwapati said, now you go for Swayamvara and you choose, because I cannot take the responsibility of marrying you. So Savitri went in a palanquin and she was searching for a better half. Finally, in one place in a forest, she saw Satyavan. Actually, he was a prince, and his father, both were exiled actually, because there was a problem with the kingdom. They both were exiled. Drushtam Dyumasetana of Madra kingdom. So they were banished. So Savitri chose this Satyavan as her husband. And when she came to the kingdom, she narrated the entire history in front of her father. And that time Narada was there. Narada said, no, that Satyavan is not good match for you, and he is about to die. His lifespan is very less. But because she made up her mind, she said, no, already I have decided. Previously that there was no decision, right? Now only I decided. Means she is committing that I have decided that he should be my man. Now what happened? They will see 10, they will select 2, they will keep side by side. Like that. So many things are happening. Correct? But she is telling, I have decided. Whatever may be the consequences, I will accept this person only as my husband. Whether he is going to die, does not care. Because I have done. Because that is the purity of Stri. No second thought only. Even though he is going to die. Narada said, no, it is not a good match. Said, okay, whatever you say, I will agree. Satyavan is, as my father is telling, whatever you agree, that is my agreement only. So finally, she married, and once again she went to forest only, because he is staying in forest. So one day, after like 1 year, she understood that today, recently within 3 days, he is going to die. Because Narada said, on this particular day, he will die. So Satyavrati took Savitri took severe austerity, and for 3 days, severe austerity. And when this Satyavan was cutting the wood, he got exhausted, and he said, I am not feeling well, I want to sleep now. So Satyavati said, you can sleep on my lap. So Satyavan slept on her lap, and that time Yamaraj came and he is claiming the soul of Satyavan, because it is a time to quit the body. No one will stop, right? So Savitri said, okay, because it is your duty that you have to take your duty. Now it is time for my husband to leave the body. Okay, you can take it. But when he is about to take, she was narrating, discussing with Yama. And finally, Yama was going to his abode. She was following Yama. And she said, why you are following me? Already I have done my duty. You go back. He said, no. I want to discuss. So she was very intelligent. As initially I said, she was not only beautiful, she was very intelligent also. So she said, she spoke with Yamadharmaraj on dharma, because he is the personification of dharma. So she discussed many things on dharma and Stri, purity, so many things. So with that, he was very happy, and he said, okay, I was very happy with your discussions and all. Now, okay, you ask me whatever boons you may want. So initially, she asked, my father-in-law is blind, so he should get his eyes. He said, okay, next. But he said, Yama said, only one condition, you should not ask Satyavan back. I said, okay, I won't ask. She said, okay, I won't ask. Then some alternative will be there, right? So she was asking, my father-in-law is blind, so he should get his eyes. Okay, tadastu. And next question, next boon. She said, my father-in-law is now exiled. We want kingdom back. Okay, tadastu. Third boon. Now I should get 1,000 children. 100 children. I should get 100 children. He said, Tadastu. But he heard only half. With Satyavan, she said. With Satyavan. Because purity, Satyavrati, Pativrata, she can't expect from others. She said, from Satyavan. But Yama heard only half. Tadastu say, he said, oh, I already said Tadastu because you put me in this narration and you are so intelligent. Now there is no option for me. So he gave soul of Satyavan back. So that is the purity. Why we are discussing these stories? The purity of Stree can do anything in the world. So same case, one time, even Gandhi's case also, just like 70 years back, Gandhi was going for a Quit India movement. So his wife name? Kasturba Gandhi also, she was also accompanying Gandhi. She said, no need to come. Because Quit India movement, everyone has to participate. Even she took the participate. So that time, Britishers imprisoned Gandhi. So they said, that prisoner said, no, you can go. Kasturba Gandhi said, no, we are only imprisoning gents. Now you can go back. She said, no, how can it will be? My husband got jailed, so I have to go. There is no second thought. He said, no, we won't allow. No, you should allow me. Because wherever my husband is there, I will follow him. So recently years, right? After that also, there is one more incident. Our beloved spiritual, like Prabhupada's sister, Peshima was there. Her husband was a drunkard. So once Peshima, when he was in Kolkata, Prabhupada was in Kolkata, Peshima came and complained Prabhupada that my husband is drunkard, intoxication, gambling, all four were there. So how to deal with this? Prabhupada never said go give divorce. He gave a spiritual solution for a material problem. He said, whatever you learned from your mother, do same thing. She said, I have to follow my husband. Yes, do that only. Prabhupada said, you do that only. You remember, we have deities from our childhood, Radha Govinda deities. I have that deities now. I will give that deities to you. You pray Radha Govinda so that he will become good. So that instruction she took very seriously, and she was serving that deities very seriously and thinking and praying that my husband should transform. But she is serving very nicely to her husband also. Even though he is a drunkard, woman hunter, intoxication, everything. Not even a single word she said to her husband. But by seeing her austerities, her purity, maybe Krishna blessed that person and he transformed. And immediately after a few days, he understood that my wife is very good. I am only a wrong person. So immediately he surrendered to his wife. He said, okay, whatever you do, I will listen. From now onwards, I won't drink, no meat eating, no gambling, because you are very pure, you are very good. So this is the purity of Stree. That can be converted anything. That can be done in anything. So today actually, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakura's disappearance day also there, but we don't have time. So thank you. I seek blessings of Anandamaya Prabhu. If any mistake is there, please forgive me, because this is beyond my subject and realization. Even though I heard from my spiritual master that heaviness, the same heaviness I presented here. If something is, please forgive me. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhayavacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Antakoti Vaishnavavrind ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.